Now, of course, when we, what's that? What up?
The sign on the...
The signs, look, we put this up knowing that people have attention deficit disorder. These are images of the Wisconsin protest taken by Mary Botari from the Center for Media and Democracy. The Reality Post Project. And those of us who are involved in the struggle actually are recognizing our children and friends. But is it in the midst of the Wisconsin struggle? In the midst of the Wisconsin struggle, in those early days, the focus was, don't be just looking at the pictures, you guys. I will turn the video off.
ADD.
Laugh and behave. In the midst of the Wisconsin struggle. And I have to say, we didn't have the worst media coverage ever. Because Ed Schultz from MSNBC.
Yeah.
Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! Came out broadcasting within the Capitol. Rachel Maddow did some good work. Tom Hartman. There were some people that did wonderful work. But the New York Times was absolutely miserable and indefensible. And one of their big front page stories was that, there's hundreds of thousands of people at the Capitol, but surely the private sector workers of Wisconsin cannot possibly support this. They've all got to be very, very angry that the spoiled brat public employees are riding across the lake on their yacht to pick up their checks. And so, I'm serious, this is about the tenor of the New York Times article. That surely the private sector unionists must not be on board. And one of the first unions to show up en masse, not merely with their, some local folks, but bringing in their national leadership, Leo Gerard of the Steelworkers.
Yeah.
Who stood with 6,000 to 7,000 Wisconsinites, including a lot of young people, and said, all you kids have made a fat old man very happy. But one of the people who helped to bring him in, and also helped to really forge those lines of solidarity between public sector and traditionally, although certainly not entirely private sector, unions, was Mike Pyne from the United Steelworkers. And so, Mike, I want to bring you in and talk about that.
Thanks, John. Actually, it was my boss, Mike Bolton, who brought us all together and made us part of this fantastic team that we had the honor of helping and of being part of. Mike has, as you know, has been given the I think the highest honor as a labor leader, and it was by one of our members. He said he's a working man's director, and that's what Mike has been throughout his career. I've known Mike for about 20 years, and what he represents, what he does every day, is to try to build the labor movement. And anything that we can do to help, anything that we can do politically to motivate our activists and to get our membership involved in this, we know that it's only a matter of time that if we sit by and watch another sister or brother take what this governor has tried to dish, that it's only a matter of time before they come after us.
But isn't it also true, though, Mike, that in reality, you had already taken a hit? Industrial workers have been taking a hit, NAFTA, GATT, China trade. Now our president has just proposed South Korea, Colombia, and Panama free trade. It's not like the private sector hadn't taken a hit. And I wonder if it wasn't really one of the dynamics of Wisconsin was that when they started coming after public sector workers, who had generally been seen as having a little more protection, there was a sense that everything was falling apart.
Well, that's true. That's true. And since the early 1980s, the steelworkers in particular, I happen to be a member of the AIW, the paper workers, and PACE. And we're the family of the merge that came together as USW now. And every one of those unions, every one of the the Allied Industrial Workers, a small industrial union that's very politically active, and went from a peak of about 103,000 members nationally to about 65,000 members when we joined the paper workers, and hit after hit after hit after hit, and particularly, and a lot of that before a lot of the free trade agreements were made in just consolidations and movements, but a drastic change afterwards with steel, and and until we had the election in 2008, we had put forth several of our own ITC cases, in various industries, because we represent rubber, we represent aluminum, steel, paper, and up until this administration, we hadn't won a case. Couldn't get any. Well, I take that back. We won one.
You didn't have to be too precise. It was pretty bad.
But since then, we've won 9 straight ITC cases, and our membership has been involved in every one of those. And I think that's a little off the subject, but we're trying to rebuild the labor movement by every way we can.
But still, this core concept that labor taking hits all over the place, and getting public sector and private sector together is one of the essential steps if you're going to do anything that works.
That's true. And foreign trade has a lot to do with our membership, has a lot to do with our ability to pay taxes.
Yes.
And it will eventually have a lot to do with with city services, county services, and state services. We are intertwined. We are. One cannot exist without the other, we're here to do, like I say, whatever we can to help our brothers and sisters in the public sector.
Mike Pyne from the Steelworkers, and representing also with the Steelworkers were the first international union to endorse Occupy Wall Street.
Right on. Right on. I can't wait.